can at times just take over a game, especially when there is a lot of lockdown alongside it, which of course the side of J-Team do have. Problem being, of course, the champs you're trying to lock down, Yone is lockdownable. If he gets too close and stunned up, that feels pretty good. Should probably just die. But Ezreal with Cleanse, you're always going to struggle against that.
Yeah.
And honestly, one damage dealer dying, you still have Rumble, Yone, or Ezreal. One of them going down, there's still enough damage to get through these tanks.
Yeah, unless they're behind.
Yeah.
Once you fall behind on this Frank comp, it is unplayable.
Yeah, there's no wave clear outside of a Rumble ult.
Yeah, Ezreal, pretty lackluster wave clear.
Yeah, just one by one taking out minions, which isn't too bad. I mean, there's not a lot of siege. There's obviously Hui, but Zeri's going to struggle to hit towers.
If you look at J-Team's comp just in isolation, it genuinely does look insane.
Yeah.
It's 2 hyper carries, insane damage backline, and 3, maybe the 3 tankiest champs in the game right now as their frontline.
Yeah, no, Sejuani and Leona don't compare to Cassante.
But, like you were saying, it kind of doesn't function once you just Vi ult Nautilus ult this Zeri.
Yeah. The way while doing a lot of AoE damage can
he just can't
not really get through one target that well.
You need Zeri to actually kill people in this comp.
I mean, this lane started off fantastically for Frank. Got themselves in a fantastic position. Although Chi-Chi trading back quite a lot of damage.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about Chi-Chi in this lane. He's shown to be a very strong laner.
I mean, yeah,
not just in the 1v1.
The mechanical prowess, of course, from those 1v1s shines through in his laning. Typically, I mean, obviously there's a lot of mechanical play in team fights, but laning seems to be, you know, finding those extra autos in between getting minions or whatnot tends to be the most mechanics maxing.
Yeah.
Dodging hooks and...
as far as laners go, I would say maybe the only laner on J-Team you can complain about is Lakai.
Yeah, definitely a weak laner, but...
He's very good with farm. And when he does get a lead and win his lane, you see why he's here on this team. He can just completely take a game over by himself.
Hook landing, Ignite even going down, Enso getting nice and low. No heal, of course, as Barrier was the choice for Chi-Chi, and Enso is going to be suffering in this lane for a little bit. Has to be careful. Essence Flux landing, and you can guarantee Wako will be immediately jumping on in.
Yeah, fortunately for the bot lane of J-Team, it's their jungler down here, and Gemini up on the top side. So they're going to be okay to catch this, and it might be Wako that's overextended.
There's no real way to punish, I don't think.
This is a very fast rotation.
I think,
okay,
he gets spotted out. Nice.
Yeah, no jungler in position there. Otherwise, that could have been a death or a flash for Minji.
I'm just going to stand there and take out that ward. Lava quickly replaces it, however.
Yeah, so far so good for J-Team, who I guess scale. It's hard to predict scaling in a game. Yeah, it's hard to predict scaling in a game like this because it just comes down to how cleanly Frank can execute these fights.
Yeah, I don't think scaling matters at all this game.
Because they have the tools to take out these carries on J-Team.
Yeah.
And if they do, the game's over.
Well, I mean, it's more than that. It's just like both teams just scale. Like, you're not going to complain about Ezreal late game or Yone late game. You're not going to complain about Zeri or Hui late game. So there is no real issue with scaling. It's entirely going to come down to how the early game progresses and how well they play around these objectives and whatnot to kind of force mistakes. You know, you get a couple of early dragons and all of a sudden third dragon forces a mistake because you just feel pressured.
Yeah, Lakai's suffering.
Lakai, talking about pressure, we're seeing why Rumble's typically banned against this champ.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's lucky to not get flashed on and die there, Lakai. But does make it out with his life. Is farming okay, can TP back to lane now. Problem seems to be his mana in this lane.
Wako landing in Essence Flux, immediately jumps on forward as the Dredge line will connect onto Enso, but Wako just using all of his abilities won't really be able to find any damage on the back end of it.
Yeah, neither ADC backed yet.
Alright, who's getting first blood?
First blood will be going to Jiang.
Jiang, okay. I mean, that was good early signs, wasn't it?
Unless Alba engaged on. No ulti from the Yone yet.
Yeah, the Arctic Assault keeps himself out of harm's way as Gemini still looking.
Does he get 6 off the wave here?
If he does, it could be detrimental for Minji's chances in this game. Really nice fair, though.
Pretender's not even 6 either.
Nice stop on that Vault Breaker. Wako getting very low and dash forward from Chi-Chi.
Yeah, they're making it painful to crash this wave for Frank, who have not managed to do it. So they are stuck in lane now with the Sejuani here.
Gemini also in the area.
Is Gemini 6? No, neither jungler is 6, so this is great for J-Team.
Yeah, Gemini going to be spotted, of course, taking out this pink ward. And I think that pink ward should probably tell the side of Frank that there is going to be a Sejuani in the area.
Yeah, and now this is a much better back for J-Team, as long as Kaiwing can't be too disruptive on their recalls here.
Yeah, they're not even looking for the back, actually.
Gemini is being
we're
annoying.
looking for a fight. Pretender level 6 now.
Yep, so is Minji.
Mystic shots continuing to land. Hook even connects here onto Enso, and Enso is so low. It's not going to be Jiang with the first blood. It's Kaiwing on that Nautilus. An overextension for sure from that bot and jungle of J-Team. Gets caught out by Kaiwing. Absolutely not afraid to just hook on in there and gives Frank an early advantage. Early Dragon as well picked up.
Yeah, I think maybe they just had to take the good recall for their bot lane. They're going to get a worse recall now relative to Wako's. And top lane is looking like torture.
Yeah.
As it often does against Rumble.
What does he say? Something torpedo.
Flammo torpedo or something.
Yeah. Rumble's quirky.
Yeah. Super mega hyper inferno. Both supports in the mid lane now. Pretender not using his ulti or flash in that dragon fight is great for him. Here he goes.
Finds his way onto Minji. Is going to be feared on up, but we'll see. Winning out on the trade slightly. Oh, Gemini in the area. Flash away from Minji. Inspiring Despair comes down. Gemini gets aggressive and is going to get taken out for that. And so going forward again, Pretender. Permafrost lands, he does flash away, is going to have that Fate Sealed available to himself if he chooses to go aggressively. And with Kaiwing getting the double Fate Sealed, the fear from Minji, though, is going to keep him alive for just that bit longer. Equalizer, though, as Jiang roams on down to that midline, turns it into a 2-for-2. Thank God for him, otherwise that was a disaster for the side of Frank.
Yeah, an incredible ult from Pretender on the Yone.
But
and an
Minji's
even better fear from Minji. Yeah, agreed. Good flash from Minji here too. And JT, Frank wanted to repeat the story of just killing this Leona, but once he procs Aftershock, gets his W off, he's nearly unkillable. And kind of same deal with this Sejuani. Minji is ready for this go from Pretender. It's very telegraphed, but that
insane.
EQ, yeah, was incredible. And if it wasn't for this Rumble ult, J-Team are just up a clean 2 kills. Nice dodge from Enzo on the Ezreal ulti, but that is a 90 CS Rumble with 2 kills now, and at least he doesn't have first strike.
Yeah, but this not very good in the top side. I mean, fantastically played by Minji. He's 2-0, so there's play around this way that is going to be joining for this Scuttle Crab, or not Scuttle Crab fight, but Gemini going to get jumped on. Enso is going to be able to help at least Lakai pick up kill number 1. Jiang, though, just flashes forward and continues to head on down this way whilst in that overheat, and Lakai as well does go down. Enso looks like he might have just made it out. No one hunting for him on the backside of these Void Grubs, and eventually Frank do take them out. That's 3 over to their side and a bunch of kills to boot.
Yeah, fighting without level 6 on your supports and your ADCs not even on their way. Chi-Chi's not coming and Wako is. So this is just a bizarre fight to take. If you're J-Team, Minji plays it very well again, maximizing his damage, but what's his counterplay to this? He is 100 to 0'd by a Rumble basic spell.
Kaiwing, I think, hits level 6 off that kill. Comes back. Not sure that the Death Charge was necessary to kill Lakai, but it certainly is going to secure it, and not likely to need it before it's back off cooldown in any regard.
Yeah, I didn't realize he leveled up during the fight. It makes sense to just throw your ulti. By the time the fight's over, everyone's reset. His ult's already half back.
So, early 2k gold advantage for Frank. Up 5 kills to 3, and 3 Void Grubs and a Dragon. Speaking of which, is 1.5 minutes away from being up again. Minji and Enso.
Yeah.
Camp in this bush.
I think at this point, J-Team have to spam fights anywhere this Rumble is not.
Yeah, 3-0.
So they need to just fight all these dragons, fight around bot lane, especially while Rumble TP is down. Because once Rumble TP comes back up, this game is difficult to engage on.
Lands, and we got on Kaiwing. Definitely not the target you necessarily want. There is, however, no depth charge available just yet. Still on cooldown from the fight around those Void Grubs.
It is such a shame for J-Team that is this Rumble that's fed, because you saw the WQ from Wako land onto Enso there, and he is still full HP.
Yeah. Oh.
There's a bit more damage to Chi-Chi. Hook onto this.
Hook lands. Xenoblade coming in. I think there's a little bit of an overextension. Chi-Chi can absolutely get through that wall, though, if need be. But still, nice chunk there onto both these tanks. Ezra Flunts will land. Q as well. That's a sizable amount of damage. Gemini flashing forward. Does get that Void Breaker. Does get that Cease and Desist. And Lava is made quick work of. As Enso even going forward of Xenoblade. Out of mana now. Chi-Chi trying to do what he can. But what can you do against the depth charge? You get over that wall. You are going to be safe for now as Minji finally arrives to the play. But it's too little too late. As Frank once again come out better off.
Yeah, Jung's come down as well. I wonder if Frank are too low to do the dragon. It is up in 4 seconds. I think they are just too low to do it, even 2v4.
But more farm being consistently found by this Rumble as Pretender goes aggressive and will be able to get on back.
Yeah, got to feel bad for Lakai this game.
Galactic Hyper Barrier. Oh, God. Oh, my God. That was Flame Spitter.
Yeah, that was just Rumble Q. So
yeah, the E did land, so a bit of magic pen, but...
Yeah. So essentially 2 or 3 Rumble Qs and that guy is dead. But here's a flash from Gemini. Very clean CC chain onto Lava. And so he just doesn't have the damage with him to be going onto Wako. Nice bind onto Wako. But yeah, Hui not in range, Zeri not in range.
Yeah, but we're seeing though, the Zeri does struggle against champs like the Nautilus.
Yeah, she just has to leave.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. Depth charge comes down on you, and yep, she's not going to die, but she is going to be completely out of the fight. And if you've used ult and then have to leave the fight, you're not really a champion anymore.
Yeah.
Very, very weak without the ult as tanks start to gather health and resistances.
Yeah, it's surprising they had the damage to kill the Sejuani, but throw enough spells in CC.
This is only the Zeke's Convergence.
Yeah, no passive up on her either. As Kaiwing is behind the J-Team bot lane, but they are perfectly fine.
Lands, Wako, deadly accurate with those Essence Fluxes, but will not connect quite with the Mystic Shot.
Yeah, and
the True Shot Barrage.
Here comes Gemini.
Yeah, and here comes Jung, so we're going to have a dot. And here comes Pretender. Holy hell, we are playing bot lane, baby. Equalizer comes down. Fate Sealed even lands on Minji as he teleports in. It's a 5v1. Only Minji to try and defend his own life, and Kaiwing will not allow for that, as he does claim himself his second. And a 3-for-0 on that bot lane.
Yeah, really bizarre TP from Minji there. Making it 3v5 wasn't, going to be that big of a deal. And didn't make any difference to the fight except an extra kill going over to Frank. He did kill a lot of the wave though, so Frank don't really stay around to hit bot tower. I think he had only seen 1 TP when he started his here, but Lava's completely offside while this is happening. Chi-Chi just eats legitimately 5 ults. Maybe not Ezreal ult. He ate 4 ults in that fight. And that is why I expect every fight to look like, and I'm not sure...
I mean, no ults really available, as you were just speaking of for Frank. This isn't the best fight for them, and I think they recognize Rift Shield isn't that important to their game plan, and it's not worth giving over a lot of gold. You have literally no ults up and available. Just let them have this one.
Yeah, especially if Pretender's about to just grab a free bot lane tower, which it looks like he will. First tower, first blood. Always worth trading for a Herald. That's worth a lot more.
Yep. Pretender... Nice rotation down, but Jiang is the massive benefactor for all that's going on.
Yeah, 5-0, god damn.
Complete control over top lane, and just free will to sort of go wherever he wants. That is going to be the Glacial Prison used onto Kaiwing.
I mean, look at Chi-Chi.
Pretty trivial, but yeah, Fear lands. Minji going to be able to get Jiang off him after losing half his HP. Enso flashing the wall directly into a hook.
Yeah, that's a shame. Lakai is here too, and maybe that was a turnable fight. for J-Team, but I mean, you saw in that fight, because Chi-Chi wasn't full HP, he got hit by one Ezreal Q, and he can no longer walk up at all. The Nautilus Vi are too threatening.
Minji's going to miss out on that Q, but man,
Nice
this guy
fear.
is an absolute demon at getting those fears out.
Yeah. Haven't seen him miss one yet. A lot of melee champs on the enemy team, so he has to use it well. Enzo's here to protect Minji now, and it's actually Pretender who might be in trouble.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah, very hard to catch a Yone.
Wako 3-0, Jiang 5-0. And really the only person suffering in the slightest this game is Gemini, and that's because he just balls to the wall, goes straight on in.
Yeah, he's getting focused in these fights too.
Yeah. Not quite got the Merc treads as well, so goes in, gets stunned, and kind of can't do a whole lot.
Yeah, here is Jiang in a very suspicious position. Hoping that this Zeri pushes up.
Yeah, we're going to find three members. Everyone's in there. Hui's going to be able to do a lot of damage, but it's certainly not enough. True Shot Barrage comes through. Connects onto Lava, but now Chi-Chi gets here. He's going to get some free time. Ignite's going to claim one kill as Kaiwing. Very, very low, but Chi-Chi not going to have that damage just yet. And talking about damage, here comes the absolute warlord of damage in Jiang on this Rumble. Equalizer available. Pretender making sure this next minion wave can come in. What can J-Team's bot lane do? Lakai coming up, and it looks like Frank are going to give them a grace period and allow them to go back to their base.
Yeah, not even a shutdown picked up by J-Team there. It looked like Frank were onto them just based on how quickly they reacted to that three-man stack in the bush. Yeah, Minji just caught in the bush, stacked with his teammates, but luckily Chi-Chi is faster to rotate this time, and they can pick up a kill. Need a lot more of those, though, on Chi-Chi.
Need a lot more gold.
Yeah, in general. Even Pretender has so much money. What is that from? Just towers, I guess.
He got the first blood tower. I mean, he's got 7 assists. And so face checks into a Rumble. Not really got the damage to kill him just yet, but Wako arriving now, and maybe all of a sudden this thing can turn. Of course, we do have Gemini on the bot side picking up that dragon, as it is an objective bounty found, as J-Team do claim that top lane outer. It's something, it's some gold. They are going to forgo the third dragon as Frank reached their dragon soul point, and only 18 minutes in means that we are looking at a fast game. Pretender going aggressive, Play the Ruin King, making light work of this Skarner, and Lakai, he is just suffering all game long. Yeah.
It's such a shame that it's the Rumble that's fed of all the champs on Frank as well, because he deals so easily with tanks.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have such a tanky comp. Yone has a blade, but is he really getting through Sejuani, Leona, and Skarner in a team fight? Pretty much never. Even with a blade built, Yone still has to go on backline in most team fights.
Yeah, the blade tends to signal you want to be in a side lane, because it means you are just really strong in the side lane. Yeah. And so you can kind of see that. Here's Teleport up. He's just sitting in top against Minji. It gives him a bit of sustain against the poke, and if he gets onto Minji, a lot of burst damage coming through.
Yeah.
Bit of movement speed.
Yeah, a lot of side lanes as Yone. Once you finish the blade, like against Skarner, for example, you're immovable now against a tank, essentially. You just sit there life-stealing, you do more damage. Pretender going to use his E to pick up some damage on this tower. Nice fear from Minji.
Yeah, again, Minji, deadly accurate with those. Oh, Rift Shield. One of the objectives that J-Team got, but it's not really going to get much.
Yeah, it's actually going to feed about 50 gold and some XP to the side of Frank. And yeah, J-Team all postured around this top side, maybe just wanting a quick Yone kill. There's no tower to take here.
Oh, Lava. Arctic Assault is not going to even be able to use it. He's just completely taken out.
Yeah, this is the problem with playing for a side rather than playing through mid lane like Gemini did. If your Zeri's at your tier 2, right? So she can't rotate up. Kaiwing and Wako can. They're on the Baron immediately, Frank.
Yeah, and through will come Baron. I mean, there's no jungler for the side of J-Team. The rest of the team are trying to get their teleport even from Lakai, but this is going to go down before he can even get there. 2k HP, 1k HP, the smite comes through, and J-Team have nothing left to do but run. The cease and desist won't allow it, though, as Enso is being focused down. Chi-Chi, he's popped that ult, the lightning crash. Pretender's not able to connect on that Q. Does have to go back. It's not going to be the kill over onto the Zeri, but it is the Baron, and Enso once again being fouled. 0-5 now on the Leona.
Yeah, it's a shame that it's Lava going down here. He got caught recalling, actually. And yeah, you see here, look where Zeri is. She's at his tier 2 because they don't have mid-prio. He can't invade while the enemy bot lane can move and his can't. And that is a TP top lane.
Oh yeah, Minji might be in a world of trouble here. There is the tower. It's very low. The rest of his team is converging, though.
Yeah, I think if you're Minji, you just want to stall this tower going down as long as possible. Take out some of these cannon minions, so that maybe you can hold on to your tier 2s.
Jung has to be careful. Nice, puts the pink ward down. Is going to be now aware of the positioning of most of J-Team. As top lane inner, outer, sorry, taken out.
Yeah, J-Team have to avoid fighting for now until Zeri ulti is up. These fights are not playable until then.
I mean, Minji landing spells, not really doing a whole lot, unfortunately.
Yeah, not convincing them to ult him instead of Chi-Chi yet, anyway.
Yeah, this tower, Wako slowly burning it down. Actually lands a Mystic Shot onto Chi-Chi, and that's a third of his HP gone.
Yeah, nice rotation by Frank. Gets
oh
them
my
most
god,
of his
Enso as well.
HP.
Oh, Chi-Chi now. He's going to have to recall, and that's the mid lane Inno even taken out now.
Yeah.
Skill shots from Minji, trying to do what he can. Not connecting on that true shot barrage. Actually, might have it on base. Did.
Yeah, damage going to look good for Wako this game. Probably better for Jiang.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Israel just is able to do damage more often.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anyone's walked up to this Rumble for a while to eat a Flame Spitter. Lakai doing, honestly, admirably in terms of farm and scoreline, considering the demon he is up against.
Yeah, I mean, was it even Lakai that time? I don't remember,
nah,
but Jiang ended up like just 2-0.
He almost got soloed, but he got out, didn't flash.
Yeah.
You know, had to use his TP.
Certainly hurt his lane state, but didn't die. It was important.
Yeah, I think the CS would probably look about the same. Regardless of what happened.
Looks like Jiang now going to start getting a bit more tanky. Jaksho items in the inventory. Does finish his Riftmaker and Leandri's though, so... I mean, he's pretty much done for the damage he needs to do. Can let the rest just be on Wako's Israel and Pretender on the own. Glacial Prison goes wide. Hook doesn't know as Hook connects. Once again, we've put down that depth charge. We put down the cease and assist, but it doesn't land onto Chi-Chi. All of a sudden, it's J-Team with the first kill in this team fight. Very, very low health bars. Leandri's burning on Enso. Looking at his player profile, it seems like he's just going to survive.
The Dragon's up, but J-Team...
This is the Dragon. Low health bars, teleport coming through. Wako doing everything he can to work away at Lakai's health bar and work away at his health bar. He certainly is doing. Eyes onto Minji now, though, is Wako going to get a massive chunk of damage onto him. Spiraling Despair as well. Lakai coming in. Lakai with the flash, but isn't able to find Wako, who's able to flash away himself. Lakai is taken down. That Essence Flux, and here we go. We've seen Israel versus the Zeri before. Once again, Israel is coming up trumped. Double kill for Wako. It is not going to be the true shot barrage onto that finish on Zeri, but it will be yet another kill as Pretender picks it up. And so, once again, for the millionth time this game, is taken out, and it's Frank who come up trumps in the 4v5.
That was even a 3v5. I don't know if you noticed, but Pretender was just hitting Dragon that entire fight. He got it down to 1k and had to get off it because he was worried about the Sejuani showing up. So that was just straight up 3v5. Wako, Jiang, and Kaiwing. It was a scuffed engage from J-Team initially. We'll see it. Oh no, this is a different fight. Okay, we'll see what happened in this fight. I was watching Pretender hit the Dragon. You can see on your map now. So it's a 4v3 once Minji gets here. Does a lot of damage, does Minji. But nice flash from Wako. Saves him from Lakai here. And Chi-Chi also plays this fight incredibly well, to be fair to Chi-Chi. He probably should just commit to Jiang there and die, maybe. Just because of how big that shutdown is. And I don't think Minji goes down. He does to the Pretender Flash as well. Yeah, immaculately played fight from Wako.
And Enzo dodged everything.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you can't dodge the Nautilus auto attack. And
yeah.
Well, the damage tells a story. Wako going insane. I mean, Gemini did click ult, but he clicked it onto Minji.
Yeah, he clicked it on the wrong guy. So they lost the fight initially, right?
Yeah, it was a 4v5 off the bat.
Yeah, even from this far ahead, Frank R still gonna.
You have to play it well.
Yeah, you make sure you ult the Zeri. That's about all you need to do if you're Gemini this game.
Especially now, Minji does have the components that Seeker's Arm Guard, and Chi-Chi is at 3 items. Picks himself up the shield bow, which is nice, a bit of a shield. It's probably not all that impactful, however.
Yeah, and they're going to have to find a way to kill this Ezreal.
Yeah, I'm, trying to think of ways. I'm struggling.
Yeah,
Baron started. 9k HP. Hook does connect. Nice start to the fight as Lakai is taken very loud. Big ulti coming out of him, though, and Minji's going to use that Seeker's Arm Guard. Gemini ulting the way once again. He's stuck now, though, and this Equalizer is killing absolutely everyone. Triple kill for Jiang. Chi-Chi, though, he's going to run away. We're not going to give the Penta. Jiang likely to get a quadrant. No, it is Wako who claims 2 of them for himself. 10-0-7 now on the Israel as Gemini is in hysterics on his player cam. It's Frank who are going to take game number 1.
Yeah, J-Team just a little uncoordinated there on that last contest of the Baron. Minji gets ulted, but Chi-Chi isn't hitting at the time. So he's not very useful in this fight. Shows up and just gets Nautilus ulted. Does Chi-Chi.
Gonna confirm it. Is certainly the game all done. Teleports the minion, keeps it alive. Nexus now the focus, and Frank, 27 minutes in, will take game number 1 in dominant fashion.
Very dominant. Not much to scoff at, really. On the side of Frank, especially Wako looking very clean on the Ezreal. Out of nowhere, we kind of thought it would be just like a sit-on-your-hands game, let this Rumble carry the game, but Wako ends up with the most kills.
Yeah, and almost certainly the most damage by a large margin, I'd suspect. Yeah, he went pretty crazy, but it was Jiang, the catalyst for it all. I mean, obviously the team play that got Jiang ahead just kind of meant the mid-game was never going to be playable for most of J-Team. I mean, you've got a Hui that can hit from far away and a Zeri, but unfortunately, you've picked Zeri after seeing the